Welcome back to another episode of It's a Man's World, following on from last week's episode about rewriting your stories. This episode aligns absolutely perfect. So, this is all about your why, and I speak about this a lot at the start of my mentorship program and even with my fit coach Rossi clients that are on a mind and body transformation. When you have a clear why on the reason you want to get to a certain goal or why you want to earn a certain amount of money or the brand that you're building, and it's clear, there is no other way that you can, there is no way that you cannot get there when the why is so deep and when it feels so strong. So today I urge you to take a moment without putting on a performance or without having to think, oh, this is why I'm doing it for this. It's like deep down you really have to have that why about meaning. It's not about motivation right now. This is about meaning. Like, what is it behind your story and your meaning coming on from last week as to why you want to be the CEO? Because I had a lot of things last year, and I'm sure from listening to the podcast, if you are here a while, you will know my ego was like, it was high and it felt very, very strong, I will say, that I wanted to have all of these things and names, but there was no real reason but underneath it besides feeling like I had that title and ownership and leadership and nearly authority, that it made me feel validated and good. And when you strip all of that back and ask yourself, what do I really want and why am I going towards that task? Is it for external validation? Is it for myself? And your answer will be there. So I need you to think about your why on if you're building a brand, if you want to get into really good shape, like is it for your kids? Is it for yourself? Did you have a health scare? Like there's going to be a lot of things that may come up today because majority of the time we are looking for approval of other people, and that is probably not a good place to be. No judgment, but it is just being very truthful and honest with yourself on the direction that you're going and why you're going there. Okay, and it's going to be the thing that is going to be why things will feel easier, why you will get things done even when motivation fades. And that motivation, that feeling will not be here all the time, especially at the end of January. You might be like, oh, tired, like blah blah blah. It won't be there. But when the why is there, and when you're like, well, this is why I have to do it, I am going to get there, I want your mind to grow alongside this episode, alongside this season. I want you to think bigger. I want you to question yourself as well. Okay, so as always, I have some notes taken down on a brief on why I want to go into this. Again, when I have a why, my why is I want to help as many people as possible. And why? Because I know that you can live a life that you never expected and live it on your own terms and feel absolutely incredible, have no health conditions, be healthy, happy, successful. You can have it all. Okay, my why is that I never felt like I could do that. Years ago I used to look at other people, but deep down I had something inside me that I was like, I can definitely do this, and I want to be that leading role example for other people. That's why I have the podcast, that's why I record my YouTube, my life. I share episodes like this, I get inspiring guests on. And I do feel like as well, even with like my own journey, I lead by example. And it's not, it doesn't really have a what, it's because it makes me feel really good. I want to be healthy, I want to be a leading example and role model for my clients as well. So let's get into why your why actually matters. All right, so it's a deeper reason behind what you do. It's not your job title, your role, or what you've been told success should look like, because externally we all think it's this, is this the car, the money, da, da, da. No, it's on the inside. All right, it's the internal driver that gives you meaning to effort. I've always been someone to help other people. I've always been very generous, always kind, humble is something that I have been. If you're here a long time, you will know, like, I have changed in many ways, but I have also stayed very true to myself and who I am. And when your why is clear, strong, it is your superpower. And that's why people say, like, how are you motivated all the time, Kira? It's like, my why is so strong. I know where I'm going, I know what I want, and in order to get there, it's not going to be easy, but I have to make sacrifice and make it work. Okay, so that's my superpower, and that's not motivation or anything crazy. It's just a superpower that I have that literally kicks me out of the bed and in the morning to get there. Okay, and that's what anything, not just like the gym is easy, that's the easy part. But it fuels sustainable drive, not burnout driven hustle. It creates focus, and it makes you have aligned choices and decisions, and it allows you to move with confidence even when you go against tradition or expectation. All right, in a world, particularly a man's world, I have put down here, that often prioritizes performance over purpose. And that was something that I have learned obviously along the way. A strong why gives you permission to lead from authenticity rather than obligation and feeling like we need to do it. But no, I'm leading because this is genuinely who I am. It's in my blood. It's like in my body. It's part of my being and why I'm genuinely here. What happens when your why isn't strong? So a lot of you girls will be like, why would I need a why? Like, what do I need that for? Like, I don't have a why. Okay, right, well, let's get clear. Let's scrap that. Anyone that needs to reevaluate your why, get ready. When your why is unclear, it's copied off someone else, it's built off external validation, the impact shows. Even if things look successful on the surface, a lot of people, when they get to that destination, be like, I still don't feel any different, and like I kind of just feel a little bit like, it's because the inside was never the real feeling. Like, I feel more from helping other people and watching someone on their wedding day get into a dress, or having an amazing relationship with their partner, because they're not looking at themselves and pulling themselves apart. They feel sexy, they feel confident, they feel amazing. There are so many different ways that I have helped people that it hasn't been given back to me in money. It's like, it's that feeling when they feel so happy, or when the girls do a shoot, or when my mentee clients and they make a load of money or hit these certain milestones, or people get their first client. That makes me excited. That gives me my happiness. But when we look at people not having their why strong enough, you'll notice here's some patterns, and this may be you. Motivation will fade quicker. Am I right? You know, oh, kind of tired. I'm just like, I just feel like I can't keep it up. Momentum. This is your sign your why isn't strong enough. Burnout becomes more likely. You feel like you're going around in circles. You're putting all this effort in and you're not seeing a return on it. Your direction feels scattered. You're like, oh, I feel like I'm always like, right, I have this plan, I get going on it, but then it fades out and I never hit it, and I don't really get to that place. It's because you've got some self-doubt. Your direction isn't clear. Even though I know there's going to be a few bendy roads, I might bang into a wall along the way. That's cool, but I know my direction. I know where I'm going, and the map has got me there to an extent. It's not just like my blindfold is on. I'm like, let's just go on the map and see where we end up, because that's not how it will work. Success doesn't feel as good. Your achievements don't feel as great. And that's when you ask yourself, like, was that meant to be how it felt? But then you have to realize there's something on the inside that's like needs to be worked on. And then you live by rules as well. So like, your why isn't strong enough because you're following what other people say to do, and they don't even align with who you are. Okay, let's get into the deeper truth. So a strong why doesn't make the path easier, by the way. Let's make that clear. It doesn't make it easier. Just because you're like, well, I had my why, and like, it's still like, I still didn't get there, or blah blah blah, and it wasn't as easy as what you're saying in this episode. No, but it makes the hard work, it makes the falls worth it. All right. Success and entrepreneurship is not an easy ride. It is not straightforward. You are going to fall a lot of times, and that's why a lot of people aren't cut out for it, and that's okay. Or that's why a lot of people don't want it. I wouldn't even say cut out for it. They just would rather not have to go through all of that. But if you want to be in the 1%, and if you want to live a life on your own terms, you have to do these things. You know, it's not that it's going to be easier just because you have a why. It may actually be harder. All right, and that's something that I just want you to make sure you actually understand as well, that it's not just about, oh well, my why is there, how come, like, here it's still not, it's not like I'm still finding it hard to get out of the bed after doing like a long stint and hours. Come on now. Come on. Okay. We're keeping it real over here. But if you're listening and you're thinking right now, like, I don't have a why, I don't really know what it is, like, where would I even start? There's nothing wrong with that either, right? Like, not everyone starts with a clear sense of purpose and has this driven idea, but what truly makes you happy, what lights your soul on fire. And I do think a lot of people live off survival, and just like they have a lot of responsibility or meeting other people's expectations. So when we ask ourselves these deeper questions, and when we look at like where we're going and the direction as I'm talking about right now, it's like it will emerge through being honest with yourself, having courage, being curious as well, trying out new things, and not waiting for permission to do things, like self-work and personal development is something that a lot of my clients, when they start with me, they're like, oh my God, Kira, what have you done to me? Because I am genuinely like a different person. I'm after upgrading in my job. I got a raise. I've started a new career. That's side hustle, Kira. And that all starts with yourself. So if your mind and your body right now and you're listening and you're like, I haven't got good habits, my food is still off. I said I was going to start last year and I'm still here now. I'm still creeping into the same habits. There's still food in the house, you know what I mean? We're just eating everything. It's like you are lying to yourself right now. I'll be very honest, like you're lying to yourself. And it starts with your body and your mind, because the food that you eat is going to naturally show in your skin, in your body, in your mood, in your energy levels, and your performance. So I always say, like, look at someone, and again, there is a lot of like people that are super successful and maybe not in shape, and they have got there through a certain degree, but discipline will always come into play. And I do think as well, when you're healthy, happy, feeling confident in your body, what you wear, how you carry yourself every day, you carry a very, very different aura. Like, I'm confident in everything that I wear. I'm confident when I look in the mirror. I love myself. Yes, we all have bad days, our period, skinned, all that, but like, I truly look after myself. I love my body. I feel like I nourish it. I listen to it. I give it rest as well. But when you're looking at your why, if you feel like, oh my God, like I don't really have that right now, or you're kind of figuring it out and you're finding this podcast or this episode maybe a little bit hard to actually discover, you don't need to worry about it being perfect. You don't need to worry about this being like something you should have figured out. But I do think having a smaller why is something that we could all start with. All right. So wanting to feel more at peace, wanting to live with integrity, wanting to stop repeating what no longer fits or what serves you, stop people pleasing. Maybe you want just a little bit more freedom and you want to be able to spend more time with your kids, or you want to be able to go on that holiday and like not have to worry about money. These are all things that will fuel your why, or these are your why, and they're always just like right there on the edge of it. You just don't know yet. So the most important thing about having a why is being willing to look for one. Okay, being brave to say, I'm gonna go after and have a little brainstorm on this and wonder, like, I wonder what if I had done that, would this have happened? That's like you being curious already. But to listen to what feels meaningful instead of what looks impressive. So what feels right to you from your heart, and not what looks good from the outside and what you see. And if this episode does nothing more than to ask yourself a few questions, to take out a pen and paper, to sit with yourself, that's more than enough. This is like the first step. And I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs that are listening right now, and that's amazing. Okay, and when your why is there, you could go back into it. You could take out a pen and paper again. You can dive deeper. You can look at your routine, your habits, your productivity, your stats, and you can go a little bit deeper. But for Gen Pop and people that do want to make a change and they would love to have a why, and they're listening to this being like, I would love that for me. If you would love that for you, which you should, listening to this, and you should be feeling inspired and excited, there is no reason why you can't have it all right. And there's a reason again why you've maybe followed on from last week's episode, or maybe why you're here today and you're thinking like, what is your why? Like, what's she talking about when she says this? You're here for a reason. You're not just here because you're here to listen to the episode. You're not just listening for these 20 minutes for no reason. You're truly sitting here because you're like, there's something more in me right now, and I know, but a lot of people overthink it, and they always say like, I don't think I have a why, but you do. Everyone has a why, and I don't even like to give ideas or examples out because I want it to be yours. I want it to be true to you, like mine is to me. And when you're really, really honest with yourself, there's no way that whatever you're writing down right now is right or wrong. It's yours, and that's all that matters. Hence why I have put you're rewriting your story at the start of January, and then we go into your why, because as we go throughout the months and the weeks along here on this episode, hopefully you will be joining me in and you're staying tuned and you're still excited. I'm not turning you off or scaring you or anything, but you're putting these on every week for a reason. So as I say all of these things, like, what is it right now that is connecting you back to your purpose, or to this thing that you love to do, or your happiness or true fulfillment? There's something sparking in you right now while you listen to this to be like, yeah, that's right. That's exactly why it is. Maybe you didn't have something growing up. Maybe you wanted something, but look at it on the inside as well and say, like, deep down, what am I missing on the inside that I want on the outside? Because you will never find it on the outside. You might think you will, but you won't. So when it's deeper, when it's more meaningful, you might feel a bit cringe at the start writing it. You might be like, oh my God, I don't know what this girl is talking about right now. It's alright. We're a little bit delulu over here. But I want you to remember, it's not about motivation, it's about meaning. It's about the walk ahead. It's about why you're actually going on that walk. Why do you not just go that way? Or why don't you just stay where you are? Why do you want more? Why do you want to go for more? Why are you listening to the episode today? So it's a short and sweet episode. There's not too much detail that I want to go into. It's about reflection, and it's about actually taking action from this episode and not just listening, turning off and waiting for next week's episode. Like, why are you tuning in? Why do you want to live your life on your own terms? Why do you want to set up the business? Why do you want to hit 50k months, 5k months, 3k months, whatever it is? Why is that number there? What is that number? What does it mean to you? What does it do for you? What freedom does it give you? How does it make you feel? Go deep on it. We're not going easy this year. I told you, we're going full steam ahead, full throttle ahead. So again, I thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen, to feel, to give your time and energy to me. And just know you're not here by chance. You clicked onto this episode for a reason. And I hope that this episode has sparked a light inside you even more. I hope your momentum is still going for January. And I will see you next week for another gorgeous episode of It's a Man's World, and it will be episode 3. I can't tell you what that is right now, but just stay tuned. Make sure those notifications are on. Give me feedback. I love the comments below. Let me know if you're watching on YouTube. Give it a little like or a thumbs up. And if you're on Spotify and you feel like you would want to share and it might be good for someone else to listen, you know how easy that is to do. It's a click of a button and it would be much appreciated. So from me to you, have a beautiful week, and I hope you love this episode. Bye.